So look, there's a lot of different gurus online that preach various business models, ways to make money, etc. But one thing that we can all agree on is that everybody is making bank with selling online courses, coaching, or information. And most likely, if you've landed on this video, you've been thinking that that may be reserved for people that have already made this money and this and that, and have already done X, Y, Z. And I'm here to tell you that it is not. And today I'm going to expose to you exactly how I've made 2 million, $2 to $3 million at this point with online coaching, information, etc., and how you can do the same with teaching people very simple things that solve a problem and have you be compensated for teaching them that. And so if you think that this is only reserved for very complex problems like or business models or teaching people drop shipping or stuff like that, then I have a great example for you, which is one of my clients called Simon, because he's a professional boxer and he wanted to make cash on the side. And I taught him how to sell a program on how to become a better boxer. And this month, about maybe 2 to 3 months into the whole thing, he just cleared 18K in profit. Okay. And that's literally with one of the worst niches possible, because boxers, if you don't know that, are absolutely fucking broke. They have zero money. Okay. And all that this guy does is he posts reels. You can check his account out. And even if you want to learn boxing, you can hit him up, right? But posts reels about boxing, teaching boxing. And then he just says to people like, hey, if you want to actually work with me closely to take your boxing to the next level in the next 90 days, then shoot me a DM and we can chat about it. And then, hops on a quick call, or his sales guy hops on a quick call with these people and then sees that they're a good fit, see that they can help, if it's a mutual benefit, mutual win-win. And from there on, he invites them to join the program. It's that simple. So what I want you to understand is that you can either sell your own digital program or coaching offer, or you can sell someone else's, right? You can also choose to be an affiliate for a different program so that you don't actually have to deliver the service and sell it, or you can do your own program. And what I want to tell you is that you don't necessarily need to have the limiting belief that you can't do a program because you don't have a skill or expertise. Because what I have found personally is that almost anyone has some sort of a limiting of a problem that they have solved for themselves. And if you've solved a problem for yourself, there's an extremely high chance that someone else has that problem as well. And so you just need to figure out what kind of a problem have you solved in your life. So I'm going to take you through those things in this video so that you could literally start your own coaching business or your own digital business today. And this is something that will make you hundreds of thousands a month. Okay. And what you want to think about is what is something, right, that again was a problem that you had and now it's easy for you, right? So I'll give you some examples of things that you maybe not think about. Maybe you're very good with people, you're very good socially. Maybe you're very confident. Maybe you're very good at public speaking or very good at giving presentations or whatever. Maybe you're, goddamn it, even very good at Excel, okay? All of these are things that people are not good at and that people want to learn and that you could teach people, right? Maybe you're very good at playing poker. Maybe you're a boxer, right? Maybe you quit drinking or you quit any other vice or you quit porn or like whatever it may be, right? Any problem that you've solved for yourself, and what you usually find is the problem that you're best at teaching is usually something that you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to teach that. I don't know if I'm like, qualified for that, or I don't know if I can do that, or you feel kind of anxious about it. And that's going to be the biggest obstacle in this business model. The biggest obstacle is you being afraid to be quote unquote cringe. There's this little meme that I'll throw up on the screen right now, which says that everything you want in life is right here beyond the cringe stage, right? And so the thing is that trying new things, it's always going to be uncomfortable, right? And it's always going to be a little bit cringe for maybe in your perception. But the other side is way more cringe, because the other side is that you're never going to actually make this happen. You're never going to have financial freedom. You're never going to have the freedom in your life that you want. And so your choice is just which kind of cringe and which kind of discomfort do you want? Do you want that 1 month discomfort of like people looking a little bit like, oh, what's this guy doing now? Like he's helping people like become more confident or become more social, or like he's helping people quit this vice or whatever, or quit drinking. Who's he to teach that? This and that. Maybe it's like that, right? But there's and even for that, there's ways to get around it. There's ways to open a new YouTube channel so that nobody even sees it outside of your actual audience that is looking for that problem solved, right? But I just know that this is the best business model for people that want to teach something. It's just that, like, the biggest thing about this is that because it's you, right? And because it's your personal, you as a person that's going to do this, that people are going to have a lot of limiting beliefs with, because you don't know if you're worthy of this, right? And you have a lot of limitations in your own mind. And so this is going to be the biggest hurdle that you have to get over in order to profit from this business model. So the question that I have for you, or the question that you should ask yourself if you want to actually engage in this business model, but you're afraid now, is just, which discomfort do you want? Do you want the discomfort of a little bit of that, going through people's opinions or this or that? Or do you want to have the discomfort of literally looking at yourself in a couple of years and seeing, I could have literally made millions, or even 10K a month is life changing for most people. And I literally didn't do it because I was afraid to be a little bit cringe, or I was afraid to put myself out there. And there's absolutely nothing cringe or wrong or weird about putting yourself out there, putting your interests out there, putting stuff out there that solves a problem for people. And you can do it on secondary accounts if you want, right? And I'll tell you a story. When I first dropped out of high school at 18, I started, my first business was a social media marketing agency. And I was posting on YouTube, and I was very afraid that people would see my shit, right? But I just posted on YouTube, and actually nobody saw my stuff until like 5 months later. And then I was already making like 15K a month. And so it was cool. You know, the funny thing is, like, if you were actually making money with it, and if you were actually getting a lot of views or like whatever, now it's cool, right? It's the exact same thing, but now it's cool because you have a result with it. And so you just have this little gap that you have to get through. And that's why I wanted to cover that as the first thing in this video. And so find the problem that you've solved for yourself that you can help other people solve, and then teach that and give that back to the world. And you'll be, enormously compensated for it. Because with this business model, you don't have to deal with, shipping. You don't have to deal with like a lot of cost and overhead. It's very simple. The formula is pick a niche, pick a problem that you can solve for people, and create content around that problem. Like my boxing friend, right, at this point, that just creates free content around boxing. And then you just offer and invite people to a deeper and more intense solution where you actually work with them to be able to get to the solution. All right. And so if you do that, you're going to be able to get paid for that, right? Because you're really helping people solve the problem faster. And if you're thinking right now, like, okay, I have this problem that I've solved, but there's people that are way better at helping people with this than me. That's called imposter syndrome, right? And a lot of people experience that. But the only reason you have that is because you don't realize that you only need to be 1 or 2 steps above the person that's below you in order to help them, okay? Because a person who just wants to make their first $5,000 a month as an easy example doesn't need and doesn't even want and doesn't even serve them to learn from a billionaire. Okay, they're way better off learning from someone who just made that jump to like 5 to 10K a month, and now they can make that jump because that person just went through it, has the most recent things and the most appropriate business model for them, etc. And that person is going to teach them those exact steps to make that, right? And so you also will keep growing yourself along that ladder, right? As you're teaching people how to solve this problem, as you're helping people through this. And so as you're doing that, you're literally going to be getting better yourself and able to help people even more, right? So you only have to be a little bit above people. And now even with AI and stuff like that, you can get even way more knowledge and you can get way better at things more quickly, right? So it's all about finding that problem that you already have some sort of solution to, getting better over time, right? Learning more about it, and then building some videos on YouTube, some simple videos on YouTube, or some simple Instagram reels like the boxer guy that I told you about. Or you can even run paid ads. But for beginners, I really recommend you stay with organic content first, because once again, there's no risk at all, right? Even if you don't make money from this, what's the risk? What you're going to put in like 2 hours a day, you're going to shoot a little video, edit a little bit, post it up on YouTube, because actually these kinds of videos are doing great right now. The raw, just value-based videos, because you got to understand, if you are making videos that solve a problem for people, right? In health, wealth, relationships, mindset, whatever, then you don't need to go as fancy with it. You don't need to make a Mr. Beast style production video, because all you need is people to want to watch it, and because of the value that's in the video, the value of the information, not the value of the entertainment of the video necessarily, right? That's going to be the guiding factor of that video. And so you can let go of the limiting beliefs of like it needs to be extremely high production and all of those kinds of things. You literally just need to provide value in the video, and value is all that value is solving problems for people. Okay, and then as soon as you do that, all that you're going to do is you're going to invite people to hop on a quick call with you, or if you're promoting someone else's stuff, hop on a quick call with them, and then you're just going to chat to them and have a conversation with them to see if you can really help them solve their problem. You're going to understand their situation, right? Like just like a doctor would, right? You're just going to ask them questions. Oh, how long have you been dealing with this? What kind of pain has this caused you? Okay, like, you know, if we were to solve this, what kind of a positive impact would it have on your life? Just to understand like their motivation level, how urgent this is for them, etc. And then from there, you're just going to have a conversation with them, ask them a few questions, right? And then from there on, you're going to propose to them, like, hey, if you want to actually solve this, we can work on this together and we can achieve X, Y, Z in the next 90 days, right? And then you can, like, even if you have limiting beliefs with this, right? Even if you think like, oh, I couldn't help anyone. Let's make the easiest scenario possible. You could say right now, I'm going to invite 5 to 10 people to work with me in maybe fitness, maybe boxing, maybe whatever, right? Maybe quitting a vice, whatever the problem is that you're solving. And you're going to do it for free. And then you're going to help them with that. And then you're going to work with them for like a month for free. They're going to get some level of results. And then if they want to continue work with them, you can charge them. And if you're providing value for them, they will pay you for that, right? And you're going to have made some money through these free trial clients. And let's say that they don't, then you have a testimonial out of them. And you have proof that you actually can do what you're saying that you can do. And so that'll be the easier. There's always a way to start and make it work. You can start so low and build it up from there, right? Just like with anything else, just like if you're scared to chat to people, you can, or you're introverted, you can start talking to the shopping assistant, right, in the store, and then build it up from there. You can start public speaking by speaking to one person, speaking to two, speaking to three. You can always make something doable and digestible by making it very small and just building it up from there. So if you want, you know, to build this coaching business and find out what it is that you could teach people and get paid for, then you can actually go to the description and you can book a chat with me personally, and I'll help you figure that out. And just like I said, I'll ask you a couple questions, understand where you're at right now. What could we possibly do? Would it make sense? And then from there on, really see if I can help you get that up to 10K a month in the next 90 days. Just like, well, they're doing almost 20 now, but just like my friend who's teaching boxing right now. And the reason I give him as an example is because, once again, boxing is a very, if it can be done with boxing, it can certainly be done with anything, okay? So with that being said, regardless, I hope this video helped you out and provided some value and insight for how you can start your very own internet business. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.